You shouldn't believe or depend on these 9 people. Being able to trust and respect someone is important for any relationship, personal or business, but not everyone deserves these important qualities. Here are 9 types of people you should be wary of. Number 1. People who lie a lot. Reasons not to trust or respect them. People who tend to lie often are called chronic liars. They weave a complicated web of lies that can have severe effects. Trust and respect are important parts of any good relationship, but chronic liars weaken these basic values. Here are specific reasons why you shouldn't trust or respect chronic liars. Chronic liars always break this trust because they know they can. When someone lies a lot, you can't trust what they say or do, which creates a steady state of doubt and suspicion. This loss of trust can hurt personal relationships, one's self-esteem and even work connections. Imagine having a friend who often tells small lies about where they are or what they are doing. Over time, you start to doubt everything they say, even about important things. This constant question puts stress on the relationship and makes it hard to keep a real connection. 2 ways to manipulate emotions. Lying all the time is a common way for chronic liars to control others and get what they want. By twisting the truth, they can change how others see events or choices. When someone lies about their role in a project, they can change how others see it, which can make you feel used, deceived, or unfairly treated. For example, at work, a co-worker who lies about their role might get extra credit or rewards, while you and your honest work are ignored, which can make you angry and frustrated. There are 3 complicated ties with long-term. Sometimes things go wrong with liars. It can be mentally draining to constantly have to fact-check, clarify and decode what they say. Also, their lies can cause unnecessary drama and conflict, because others may get caught in their web of deceit. For example, in a romantic relationship, a partner who lies about big and small things makes the relationship unstable because trust is always being tested. The need to check their stories and the fear of finding out they are lying can make them anxious and emotionally worn out. Number 2. Tricksters. Why you shouldn't trust or respect them. People who manipulate others do so by lying, forcing, or taking advantage of other people's emotions. Their methods can make you feel helpless, confused, and emotionally drained. Here are some specific reasons why you shouldn't trust or value manipulators. 1. Lying and not telling the truth. Manipulators are masters of lying. They use information to twist the truth or make up stories to get what they want. This kind of lying breaks trust and builds a base of lies in any relationship. Over time, it gets very hard to figure out what they really want. Specifics. Changing the facts. It can be hard to spot manipulators because they often change the truth to fit their story. They may mix truths and lies, which can cause confusion and doubt in your mind. They may also withhold information or only tell you what they want you to know, which stops you from making fully informed decisions, making up completely false stories or events to control the narrative and change how you see things. 2 types of emotional exploitation. Manipulators use guilt, fear, and pity to get power over you. They use these emotions to change your behavior, which can make you feel like specifics of self-doubt and relying on the deceiver. They make you feel bad for not doing what they want, often making themselves look like the victim to get you to feel sorry for them. Threats. They use threats, either direct or indirect, to make you afraid and give in. For example, they might say they'll end the relationship, hurt themselves, or hurt your reputation while playing the victim. To get your pity and help, manipulators often act like they can't do anything or are being mistreated. 3 things that hurt your confidence. One of the main things manipulators do is try to make you doubt your own abilities by constantly judging, putting down or criticizing your thoughts and accomplishments. This lowers your self-esteem and makes you more dependent on their approval. Criticism that is frequent and not fair and is meant to make you question your skills and choices, belittling your accomplishments and efforts to make you feel less important and reliant on their approval. Devaluation manipulators may not take your thoughts and feelings seriously, which can make you feel like you have no value. Number 3. You should not respect or trust narcissists. Because of this, trust and respect are important parts of any good relationship, personal or professional. However, some people, especially narcissists, act in ways that are very bad for your health. This article gives you many reasons to be careful about believing and respecting narcissists. 1. Lack of empathy. Narcissists have a very hard time understanding or caring about other people's feelings, wants, and concerns. Because they are self-centered, they put their own feelings and wants ahead of yours, which often leads to hurtful and careless actions. Emotional neglect in relationships. This can lead to emotional neglect if your feelings are ignored or not taken seriously. Conflict resolution. If they can't see things from your point of view, it can be hard to solve problems because they often refuse to admit their part in any problems. 2. Exaggerated sense of how important they are. Narcissists think they are better than other people and should get special care. This inflated sense of self-importance shows up in many ways, such as a constant need for admiration and an expectation that others will meet their needs and wants. Why does this matter? Because their focus on their own importance makes them ignore the needs and contributions of others, creating an unhealthy power imbalance. Changeable. These 3. Manipulative. What to do. Narcissists are skilled manipulators who use other people to get what they want. To control and sway the people around them, they often use techniques like guilt trips, gaslighting, and emotional blackmail. Why is this important? Low self-esteem. Their tricks can lower your self-esteem and make you question what you know to be true. Loss of autonomy. Over time, you may start making choices based on their wants and tricks instead of your own needs and values. 4. Constant need for admiration. Narcissists can't get enough praise and admiration. They love it and often surround themselves with people who will give it to them. People around them can get tired of their constant need for praise. This is why this matters. Emotional drain. People who always have to boost their egos can be emotionally draining. Not having a real connection. Narcissists' main goal is to get compliments, not to build a real bond with their partners, so relationships with them often lack depth and authenticity. 4 reasons for gossip and in-depth views. It's an old social habit to talk about other people behind their backs, which is called chatting. While it may seem harmless or even fun at times, gossip can have serious effects on relationships. Places of work and neighborhoods. Learning about the reasons why people talk about other people behind their backs can help you deal with them better and keep you safe from the harmful effects of gossip. Gossiping can be a way to bring people together. Giving, sharing secrets, or talking about people you both know can make you feel closer to them and more connected. It gives you something to talk about and can help you make or improve social ties. Shared interests. When 2 people talk about a mutual friend, they have something in common, which makes them feel like they belong. Participating in gossip can make someone feel like they are part of a group because they are included in the inside. Ironically, sharing secrets to build trust. Gossiping can be seen as an act of trust when people think they are being told something private for fun or to pass the time. As a break from the routine of daily life, gossiping can be fun. Talking about the latest scandal or rumor can be exciting, and it can add a dramatic touch to otherwise boring talks. Specifics. Sassy stories. Most of the time, people find the drama and intrigue of gossip more interesting than normal topics of talk. Breaking up the routine with gossip is a fun way to break up the day and can make talks more lively and interesting. Vicarious thrills talking about people can enjoy thrills and scandals in other people's lives without being directly involved. Power and control. By having and sharing information, gossipers can gain power and control within a social group. They can change how others think and what choices they make, and they may use gossip to get what they want. People who control the flow of information can change how other people see a person or situation by manipulating details. Talking about other people behind their backs can change people's minds and form friendships or splits within a group. Backstabbers act helpful in public, but are working against you behind your back. They often spread rumors to hurt your work or undermine your efforts. By understanding why they act the way they do, you can spot these people and keep yourself safe from them. Here are some common reasons why people backstab, along with full answers for each one. Envy. When someone is scared by your success, skills, or relationships, they may try to bring you down to feel better about themselves. This is called backstabbing. Jealousy can come from feeling unsafe and not good enough about yourself. People who are jealous often see other people's success as a sign of their own flaws. Instead of celebrating your successes, they feel envious and angry. This can make them spread rumors or sabotage your efforts to make your achievements seem less impressive. They may also try to turn others against you to feel better about themselves in competitive settings like work or social circles. Some people backstab others to get ahead because they think that by making others look bad, they can raise their own status and increase their chances of success. Specifics. People can become toxically competitive when they see others as obstacles to their goals, and instead of working on themselves, they focus on destroying those they see as obstacles. Against 3, lack of safety. People who are timid may feel like they aren't good enough and are afraid of being surpassed by others. To protect their low self-esteem, they may turn to backstabbing as a way to feel stronger and more in charge. People who are insecure often project their worries and fears onto others by backstabbing. They do this to show that they are confident and in charge, and they may spread bad information about you or point out your flaws to take the focus off of their own worries and fears. 4. The desire for approval. Some people back to get approval or favor from powerful people by putting down others. They do this because they want to be seen as more loyal, competent, or useful by the people they want to impress. Some people will backstab to get along with authority figures or popular peers because they want to be liked. They might think that by criticizing or betraying you, they will get praise and awards. People who act this way often do so because they need to be validated and accepted, which makes them ready to hurt relationships to get what they want. Number 6. People who are hypocrites know why they act the way they do. People who hold others to standards they don't follow themselves are called hypocrites. They talk about morals and principles, but don't follow them themselves. This double standard hurts trust and respect, so it's important to know why they're acting this way. Here are some specific explanations. Among the reasons people act hypocritically is the desire to keep a good view of themselves. A lot of hypocrites use double standards to keep up a good picture of themselves. They want to be seen as righteous and good, even if what they do doesn't match up with what they say they believe in. This difference usually comes from a strong desire for acceptance and approval from others. In-depth explanation. Dissonance in the mind. When hypocrites' actions go against what they believe, they feel cognitive dissonance. To ease this discomfort, they try to explain their actions while keeping up their public image. They care more about how other people see them than about their actual behavior, which often leads them to publicly denounce behaviors that they secretly believe are good for them. Some hypocrites really think they live by the values they preach, so they explain their actions in ways that fit how they see themselves, often ignoring or downplaying the conflicts in their ideas too. Fear of being judged or rejected. Hypocrites may be afraid of being judged or rejected by their friends and family if their real behavior comes out. They try to avoid criticism and keep their status in the group by appearing morally better. Fear of being shunned or put down by their peers can make people put on a front of morality. They follow group norms in public but break them in private. Image management. People do things to protect their image. Hypocrites often go to great lengths to look good because they think it affects their social and professional standing. On it, they try to avoid conflict by saying they follow certain values. Hypocrites try to avoid problems that might happen if they say or do what they really believe or feel. 3. Insecurity and low self-esteem. People who are insecure and have low self-esteem may act hypocritically. They may attack others to feel better about themselves or to draw attention away from their flaws. In-depth explanation picture. Because hypocrites focus on other people's flaws instead of their own, it takes attention away from how inadequate they are. 7th place goes to takers, are people who constantly ask for your time, energy and resources without giving anything in return. These relationships are usually one-sided, leaving you feeling drained and unappreciated. Here are many reasons why you shouldn't trust or value takers. Taking from others makes relationships unbalanced because they are always getting something and you are always giving something. It's possible for this lack of exchange to cause anger and burnout. Having mental exhaustion. Supporting someone all the time who never returns the favor can drain your mental energy. You might feel like they don't care about you or respect you. It can put a strain on your finances if a taker borrows money or depends on you for money without ever repaying or giving. It can also waste your time. Takers often need a lot of your time and attention, leaving you with little time for your own needs and duties. This can cause you to ignore your relationships and personal goals. 2. Lack of appreciation. Takers rarely show real gratitude for your work and services. The fact that they feel entitled keeps them from recognizing how valuable you are to their lives. Thank you is a simple word that can mean a lot to people who take things. Instead of valuing what you do for them, they should show gratitude, which makes you feel undervalued. People who take expect you to keep giving, seeing your kindness as their right instead of a favor. Dismissive attitude. When you say you need praise or recognition, takers may brush off your feelings, making you feel like your efforts don't matter. 3. Taking advantage of kindness. Takers take advantage of your kindness. They see that you're ready to help and use it to get what they need without planning to return the favor. Requests meant to trick. Takers know how to use situations to get what they want. They may play on your feelings to make you feel bad for not helping them. They take advantage of your kindness by asking for favors over and over again because they know you find it hard to say no. One-way street. The relationship is usually a one-way street, where you keep giving and they keep taking without making any effort to balance the numbers. 8. Underperformers who keep doing poorly. Finding people who consistently fail to meet expectations is important for keeping things running smoothly and creating a positive work or personal environment. While some setbacks are normal, having people who consistently fail to meet expectations can hurt team dynamics and overall success. There are many reasons why people consistently fail, and there are signs that you should be aware of them. Just 1. Lack of drive. Motivation is a very important part of success. If someone doesn't have a clear sense of purpose or intrinsic motivation, they may find it hard to stay focused and get things done, which can cause them to put things off. Late submissions and unfinished work. Two skills mismatch. Sometimes poor performance is caused by a mismatch between the person's actual skills and the skills needed for the job. This gap can make it hard to complete tasks effectively, which can lead to frustration and poor music results. 3 bad ways of managing time. Time management is important for getting things done. People who have trouble setting priorities, planning tasks, or delegating tasks often find themselves too busy or unable to meet deadlines. 4. Uncertain goals and expectations. When expectations are unclear or change all the time, it can be hard for people to align their work with organizational or team goals. This can cause confusion, lack of motivation, and poor work. 5 personal problems or stressors outside of yourself, like personal problems. Problems with health or worry can have a big effect on performance. These problems may affect the following: focus, concentration, and general job satisfaction all go down, which makes people less productive. Signs of ongoing poor performance. 1. Missed deadlines or did bad work. People who consistently don't do their best, don't meet goals, or turn in work that isn't up to par in terms of quality or completion. 2. People are not responsible people who consistently fail to perform. People who make excuses instead of dealing with performance problems may not want to take responsibility for their actions or results. 3. Not wanting to hear comments or constructive criticism and not using it to improve their skills or performance. 4. Less interest and effort. Lack of interest, initiative, or proactivity in projects or chores can be a sign of problems with motivation or job satisfaction. 5 bad effects on how teams work together. Dealing with consistent underperformance can change the dynamics of a team, impacting morale, collaboration, and total performance. To deal with persistent underperformance, you need to be engaged and supportive. 1. Clear standards make sure that everyone on the team knows what is expected of them and what the goals are. This helps everyone align their efforts with the organization's goals. 2. Regular feedback and coaching. Give people regular feedback on their work and offer coaching or training to help them get better and close any performance gaps. 3. Provide training, mentoring, or other tools that help people improve their skills and help them become more professional. Encourage a positive work atmosphere by making the workplace a place where open communication, teamwork, and receiving praise are valued. Positive attitudes can inspire people to do their best work. 5. Handle personal problems with care if they are affecting performance. 6. Provide support and resources to help people deal with stress or problems outside of work. 9. Be careful around people who don't set boundaries. Respecting boundaries is important for good relationships, whether they are personal or professional. However, some people consistently ignore these boundaries, which can cause pain, frustration, and even harm. Here are strong reasons to avoid approaching people who don't respect boundaries. Carefully. 1. Disrespect for personal space. People who don't have any rules often go into other people's space without thinking about what they might feel. When someone is uncomfortable, they may stand too close and touch you without permission or stay longer than you'd like. This can feel annoying and invasive, eroding trust and making you feel uneasy. Signs that they don't respect your personal space include ignoring cues like leaning away or stepping back, invading your space in public or private places. 2. People crossed emotional lines when they said that worries about invasion of space were silly or not important. Lines of duty. Set boundaries on sharing your private thoughts, feelings, and experiences. People who don't set limits tend to share too many private details or expect others to do the same without asking for it in return. This imbalance can cause stress, mistrust, and tense interactions. Signs that you're crossing sensitive lines, sharing very private information without forcing others to do so. 3. Not paying attention to emotional cues that show discomfort or reluctance to connect. Respecting time boundaries by being on time, keeping promises, and being aware of other people's schedules. Those involved with no boundaries may always be late, change plans at the last minute, or take up other people's time without caring about their routines. This kind of behavior can be annoying and rude, which can hurt trust and mutual respect. Showing they don't care about time limits by always being late and not saying sorry or giving a reason. Changing plans or cancelling commitments often and asking others to adjust their schedules to fit them in for personal matters. Respecting privacy boundaries means not getting involved in other people's personal matters or asking them questions they haven't asked for. People who don't respect privacy boundaries may ask people annoying questions. People who talk about private issues or get involved in decisions that don't affect them can break trust and privacy, which can hurt relationships and cause emotional harm. Signs of getting involved in private things: asking personal questions about money, relationships, or health. Spreading rumors, talking about private matters without permission, giving advice without being asked, or meddling in people's choices. 5. Touching that isn't welcome. Respecting someone else's choices about touch and physical contact is an example of physical limits. People who don't have any limits may make physical contact that other people find awkward or inappropriate. This can include hugs, touches, and invasive actions that go beyond personal comfort zones. Physical touch that is not wanted, making direct contact without permission or knowledge of personal space, ignoring verbal or non-verbal signs that someone is uncomfortable, and passing off unwanted physical contact as friendly or well-intended. 6. Pretending to be close without permission. People who cross your boundaries often think they are close or familiar with you when they aren't. This can show up as physical touches or hugs that make you feel uncomfortable, or it can show up in the form of inappropriately familiar language or jokes. Behavior that doesn't care about how you feel can put a strain on relationships by making conversations awkward or tense. Unwanted physical contact, like initiating hugs or touches without asking if you're okay with it. Overly familiar speech, like using nicknames or making personal jokes that assume a level of closeness that hasn't been established. And 7. Ignoring professional boundaries. In the workplace, people who don't have any boundaries may ignore professional norms and make unreasonable demands or expect special treatment, which can cause conflict and resentment among co-workers and lower morale and productivity. Asking for extra attention or expecting favors or exceptions that aren't appropriate for your work relationship, ignoring the chain of command and going straight to you for help, or choices without following any rules or hierarchy. 8. Having trouble taking no for an answer. People who don't have any limits or borders often find it hard to accept refusals or limits, constantly pushing for what they want, even though you make it clear that you don't want it. This can lead to manipulation or guilt-tripping to get you to comply, which can hurt your independence and confidence. Constant demands, asking for something over and over again after you've said no or are unwilling to give it. Tricks used to trick people, using shame or emotional pressure to get you to change your mind or do what they want.